Hi and welcome to this week's episode of Forge, which is focused on revenue growth and enterprise. And these are my bite-sized learnings from over 20 years as a managing director, just to see if I can help you guys with anything that can drive your business forward. If that works, then this broadcast has been worthwhile. And today we're looking at how do you know it's been a good year in your business. And most people say to me, well, I've made a great profit. And that is the right answer, by the way, because we're in business to make a profit or make a difference. It's not always about the cash. But I would ask, is once a year enough or adequate information for you to know it's been a good year? Do you have to wait a year to find that out? And the answer is no. And one of the things I brought in my business 2 decades ago now were scorecards. And I brought scorecards in because I broke my year into 52 chunks, which is, weekly. And I looked at where I wanted my business to be at the end of a 12-month period. And I actually started off with a piece of paper with 12 columns on it, one for each month. And I worked out, because it's never a direct line, isn't growth? On a graph, it's never a direct line. If it looked like that, then it would be easy to grow a business. But in reality, growth looks more like this slide, where it's going up and down, and there's peaks and there's troughs. So we never have a direct line of growth. And usually there is heavy investment months before you get growth, and that all needs to be looked at. But I didn't want to wait a year to find out it was working. So I plotted my months of where I wanted to be, and if I was at that point by so far through the year, I knew I was on track to be successful in 12 months. And I created a scorecard, which was originally these 12 columns, but then it was really super simple, just to break each column into 4, or if there was a 5-week month, into 5. And that way, and breaking it from 12 months into the weekly, I only did that at the very end. I never thought I'd do it at the beginning. But what that gave me was a weekly snapshot on if I am in front of where I need to be or behind where I need to be. Now, if I'm in front, why am I in front? If I'm behind, why am I behind? I didn't overstress if I was behind. If I was behind by X amount of points or X amount of pounds turnover, I just divided the shortfall by the remaining weekly chunks that's left in the year. I didn't try and catch it up in one go, and I maybe had to add another £100 turnover a week to be on point. It was an Excel document, but having a scorecard of where you want to be in 12 months, broken into 12 columns, and it is never a straight line. You've got to put some thought into it, and then you looked at each 12 of those columns, and that was a 5-week month or a 4-week month, and you could break it into weekly blocks, and then it was really, really easy to know. My years run January to December, by the way. I don't run April to April. My accounts may, but my trading year, my business year, is January to December. And it was really easy to look at May and say, well, I'm on target. And I'm on target to be where I want to be at the end of December. And I know that because I'm colouring these blocks green. Now, if I get a red block, it means that week we're below who I'm meant to be for this far through the year, week 13. We've dropped behind. So I just need to alter a little bit of these targets to pull it back. And that way, nothing felt overwhelmed. But the scorecard is what drove my business. And I had, my entire team had a visual on this. They could all see where we were in that particular business when I was doing it. And it was Nick who worked for me at the time. And Nick's job was to own the figures that drove the scorecard. So I didn't have to pull anything together. I just could look at the scorecard every Monday morning for the previous week, and my business was a 7-day-a-week business. So by 10 a.m. on a Monday, he'd got the figures on the scorecard up to 11:59 on Sunday p.m. So the information was 10 hours old. It was literally, I was on it. And we could look at where we're behind by, so let's alter it and work on it, and what do we need to do to get it there. But it became a weekly thing, and that's where scorecards can help you. So you look at your year, divide by 12, divide by the months that are in those 12 blocks, And once you get it right, and you won't get this right the first time, play with it, evolve it. Scorecards allow you to see if you are on point to get where you want to be 12 months from now. Now, don't wait for December to do a scorecard. It doesn't matter what month is that first column. It could be August, it could be October, it could be anything. It's just 12 months. It doesn't have to start in January. So if you want to plan a scorecard, roll forward from 12 months from where you are now, work out what your peaks and troughs are, so you give yourself a realistic thing to follow, put the 12 monthly figures on, divide them by the 4 or 5 weeks that's in it, and literally put it on Excel or an A3 piece of paper, write the numbers in it if you're old school, and colour it red or green if you're on or off target to get the growth that you need for that far through the weeks for that particular year. Like, if you're anything like me, that became my guiding light, and I obsessed over that scorecard for the growth that I needed, and I was ready for that meeting at 9:45 every Monday morning, and I wanted those figures and what we're going to do, are we on our way off target. Now if we are in front, that's great. Don't take the foot off the gas. Try and maintain that margin the best you can. Don't think we can do less sales next week, because when you get an off week, if you've been a little bit in front, it mitigates it for you, just brings you back on target. If you've got an off week and then they're pulled you down for the year, your box goes red. What do you need to do to turn it green? So scorecards are a way of knowing you are on target for a great year. Do not wait once a year just for your accounts to come out. Scorecards will help you do it. Now, around this broadcast, there's links that you can click, you can book calls or speak to me or my team, and I'll give you 30 minutes for free. I'm happy to do that. If you want to book a call or jump on a Zoom, if I've got slots in my diary that are available and you want to book it, it's free. Or speak to Ben or anybody else in my team. Kerry's my numbers lady. And we'll help you create a scorecard that you will know your business is on track to the week throughout the year. So I hope that helps. This bite-sized learning is about scorecards and how they can keep you on point. If that's been useful, then brilliant. And hopefully I'll see you on the next episode next week. Bye for now.